It is the Riot Podcast. Happy Friday, April Fool's Day. Don't worry, we don't mention that at all.
We're too tired to do that.
I hate April Fool's Day anyway. It's one of my least favorite days of the year. There's this time between Valentine's Day and Memorial Day where there's no actual holidays, so then they just a bunch of dumb holidays in between to try to make people feel excited, and this is one of them.
Well, we're too exhausted, guys. Today's our final day for our spring fundraiser, so thank you for all of our wonderful podcast listeners who have helped donate and support. So if you have not done that and you want to get in, take a moment at RadioU.com today and help us wrap it up.
That's right. So today in the show, we talked about a new craze when it comes to saving money on gas.
Yeah, oh, no. Can you imagine? It's so bad. You come out and you have like an empty tank and a hole in it.
Right. And I'd
be crying.
You have to call in to wherever you're going.
You call your parents
I'm not making
first.
it. Yeah.
You're calling mom and dad.
But they can't come help because their gas tank has been drilled into also.
Oh, no, they'd find a way. And they'd ask you to come back home where your car can be safe.
Your dad's probably got a quick fix for you. He's got like a wooden board that's too thick to drill through or something. He knows. He saw this on the news weeks ago. He already knows.
I remember being a kid. I remember someone stuck. Is it gum? They stuck gum in my dad's gas tank.
No.
Like at the cap part.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I just remember he got really mad at that.
Well, yeah, that sounds horrible.
And it was like sticky, like bubble gum sort of gum.
Uh-oh.
And that was not good.
See, I figured that bubble gum would that gas just eats through a lot of things. You would think gum, but I don't know, gum's pretty resilient.
And I can't recall if they siphoned it first and that was just like the last little topper.
That was their calling card.
Yeah, I think that was it. The bubble gum bandits.
We also to talk about the new movie that's out this weekend, Morbius, and the reviews that are coming in, and whether that will deter people from actually going and seeing it.
We looked after. They're even lower. They're like
lower
at 12%.
Yeah, not great. Not great.
But if you see it this weekend, let us know, because sometimes reviews don't match up. Sometimes, you end up liking the movie, and we'll talk about it on Monday.
Some people texted in and said they're excited even despite the bad reviews.
Yeah, I just want to see a movie.
Either it'll just be fun to go, or maybe it'll be bad, but in a fun way, is what I'm hoping for. Some of the throwback stuff we talk about today, like older Worst of the Riot, the fish in your dating profile picture.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I still think about that to this day.
What does the fish, if you have a dating profile that you're holding a fish, what does it say about you?
And should you be holding a fish or not is actually something we didn't cover because they didn't test this in the study, which is really a big blind spot, a real failure.
Well, one of our listeners texted in when we played it this morning, and they brought up a really good point. They said for some guys, like, you just might not get your picture taken a lot. So you might only have your picture taken if you do
That's
fish
a good point.
lot.
You gotta get your picture taken with a fish.
Yeah, so then that's your only pictures to choose from for dating stuff.
That's you're scrolling through the picture. Is all this guy does is fish?
Well, you're going to be eating well, so as long as you can keep them.
We also talk about if we call ourselves pet parents. Remember that?
Yeah. I'm a pet mommy.
Yeah, I know. I just remember trying to think, what else would you call yourself?
I scream at my pet like a pet mommy.
Yeah, right?
Not really, I don't. I just yell, Rolo, stop it, get down from there, stop barking.
Yep, that sure sounds like a parent.
Oh, all the mommy stuff you get. Well, enjoy again the podcast today. We're back to normal on Monday with a full podcast for you.
I mean, we're back to not fundraising,
but
will it be normal?
We'll see. Take some time at RadioU.com to help support as we wrap up our final day of our spring fundraiser.
Catch you next time.
Why are Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah always eating on the show? The more we feed them, the less they talk. The Riot. Radio U.
Yeah, I have amazing news.
You do?
Have you seen the video I sent you?
I don't like the video that you sent me.
What? What's wrong with it?
I have a problem with it.
What do you mean? It is a brand new invention that scientists have come up with. It is a magnetic slime robot that they say could be deployed for a lot of different uses, but It kind of looks like, how would you describe it?
It looks like a slime slug sort of thing.
Yeah,
and then when you move around, it's magnetic, so it'll follow whatever you're doing with it.
Right.
But they're saying like, oh, you swallow something by accident.
Yep,
And then they could have you swallow this.
Intentionally.
And then they could help retrieve the item, which I think swallowing this is an accident on its own.
Yeah, but it could save you.
What
if you have a pill inside you of some drug? What if a child has a pill inside them? They shouldn't have swallowed. It's not meant for them. It could kill them. And then you send this slime ball in. It goes and takes care of things.
Well, I think first they should just try the old let's see if we can make you throw up trick to get everything out. But I mean, if it's magnetic, it really is trying to retrieve other objects if you swallow it. But it is weird to see it move around.
It's a medical miracle.
Yeah, okay. Well, next time you swallow something you're not supposed to, I'll deploy the slime.
Yeah, I'm going to swallow something I'm not supposed to intentionally I can swallow this thing because it looks cool.
Okay, but you know how we're just in our final hours of the spring fundraiser? If you could do it when we're done, that'd be great.
Well, I'll wait until then. I don't know. Maybe the biscuits and gravy, I might. They might need to be retrieved. Yeah. I wish they would have made it a little more visually appealing because even, I was going to say for children, but for adults too, because they're more prone to swallowing things they shouldn't.
Sure.
But for adults too, you're not going to want to swallow that based off of its appearance, but you can't judge a book by its cover. It's obviously very helpful, and it could probably save a lot of things.
That's good. If it saves your life, that's great. And sometimes with medical things, you don't get all the details before they do it. So you just put it in a cup and you just probably swallow it.
How about, I think we should send this thing down into our throats, actually, to check what if we've accidentally swallowed money and we don't even realize. Maybe we could get a few bucks back out for the fundraiser or something. There might be some pennies lodged.
I think the money we would get is not enough to be worth this. I'm sure this slime stuff is very expensive.
Yeah, but it's covered by insurance, I hope.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, not if it's brand new. No. If it's life-saving, I'm sure it's not.
No, that's right.
It's not going to be.
That's
we're
right.
Like, hey, go to the Cracker Barrel and get some slime, and we're just going to make our own. That's what we'll have to do.
I do. There is that joke where it's like the guy walks into the doctor and he's like, "Doctor, I'm so depressed," and the doctor's like, "Oh, the great news! The amazing clown is in town tonight. You got to go see him. That'll cure your depression." And the patient is like, "But doctor, I am that clown."
Oh, no.
But in this case, it's like it's great news. The treatment is just you swallow this horrific magnetic ball of slime. And you're like, "But doctor, I am a horrific magnetic ball of slime."
Oh, well, if anybody needs it, this is brand new, so it's still, I think, testing.
So don't go swallowing things.
Not yet.
Thinking that this is going to save you.
Nope.
Not yet.
Nope.
Probably not in our lifetimes.
You go to the ER, you're like, I heard about this slime. Where's it at?
Absolutely perfect. No notes. The Riot on Radio U.
This weekend, the delayed Marvel.
Hello. I don't think people are. They might not be.
Somebody's going to go see it.
I don't know. I'm curious how this one will actually do.
I think people. You hit it on you hit the nail on the head right there. Curious?
Yeah.
I think people are going to be morbidly curious to see how bad this actually is.
So Morbius is a Marvel movie?
It's Marvel, but it's Sony Marvel.
Sony Marvel, okay.
So, and now, if you've seen like Spider-Man and stuff, they are it's a minor spoiler. They're tying it all together.
Gotcha.
Where Spider-Man is going to now be doing stuff with these, Venom and stuff with the villains in the Sony side of the Marvel universe. And so that includes Morbius. So presumably one day Morbius will have an encounter with Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man.
I don't know. It just seems like it's got some pretty poor reviews. It's been pushed around a lot. And then, of course, they've said, COVID stuff and theater stuff. But people are just kind of wondering if, this might just be not the best movie.
Yeah, I think it was delayed in part because they thought they could, in a sense, capitalize on the Spider-Man stuff. And because of COVID.
Because it was supposed to be January.
Right.
And that was a pushback date already.
Right. So it comes out this weekend. It is now out. You can go see it. And the reviews that have come in are not good. like this one from Leah Greenblatt, from Entertainment Weekly. She said, the movie, with its canny mix of whiz-bang violence, goth atmosphere, and high camp, feels pleasingly pulpy and urgent. That actually sounds kind of positive, but just like, see, I guess that's what I'm wondering. Is it like bad, or is it fun bad?
Well, it's been running like 40-50% on review sites, which isn't the worst, but you're normally, for at least Marvel stuff or Sony Marvel stuff, expecting a bit more.
Yeah, this would be by far one of the worst Marvel movies, anything with Marvel attached to it.
Well, let's talk Monday when we have its box office, and if anybody sees it over the weekend, let us know. I think we're going to be too tired.
You think?
We're coming off the fundraiser.
Oh, there's no chance I'm seeing it.
I don't think we can see it this weekend.
I don't think it's the type of movie, because I still haven't seen either of the Venom ones either. And those I actually am curious of if I would actually like them. With Morbius, I could tell from the trailer, there's no way I would actually like this movie. Or at least it's a very long shot. But could I like it because it's so bad in a way? Just it sucks in a sucks. It sucks in a fun way.
Sure,
I think
get what
that's
you're
possible.
Saying. I
but
understand.
I don't want to spend money to find that out.
Well, you're going to have to wait then until it comes out and gets released some other way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk Monday. We'll get the box office results. We'll see if it does anything this week.
But do not, based off of the reviews, go in with high expectations, is what we want to warn you.
And you're lowering them, and then you're going to want to lower them just a tiny bit more than that.
Just keep lowering them, and then you can't be disappointed.
That's perfect. Perfect plan.
There are two types of people in this world, and Hudson has a problem with both. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Gas prices, it seems, over the past week or two have finally started to dip back down a little bit, but they're still exorbitantly high.
It depends also on the area you're at.
Yeah, it is. There's still a lot, even if they have gone down a few cents. And so people are, they're feeling the pinch, and they're trying to find ways to make the most of the situation. Still be able to, you still got to drive, right?
Well, I mean, you saying that makes a thing like fuel perks. But this doesn't seem like the way most people will be trying to figure this out.
No, this is, some people are taking another avenue. You think?
And this is just what they do.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. And so now police are warning of some incidents that have happened in several states across the country. And it could happen to you where thieves are drilling into car fuel tanks. They're taking your cordless power drill. If you'd like me to explain how to do the crime to you, you get your cordless power
slow
drill.
Down, hang on. Let me get my list.
You go under the car.
Okay, where's the gas tank at?
You're gonna have to check your owner's manual of the car that you're stealing gas from.
Okay.
And you drill into it. You have a little plastic container, or I don't know, you may want to...
A funnel?
Right. You just need something to catch it.
Okay, I have a funnel for that one time I tried to make my own pickles, so I can do that.
There you go. Or you can steal one from your local grocery store, since you're already going to be a criminal anyways.
So much.
And then so obviously people are taking the gas by drilling into fuel tanks. Now, the problem is, the police say there's not really anything you can do. They say it depends on the car. If you have a car that sits low to the ground where people can't get under it, you're better off. But the sad thing about our world today in the United States, you know what most people have.
Well, we wanted to get higher, so a lot of us have SUVs.
SUVs and those big giant trucks that you can literally do an army crawl underneath. So you thought it was cool when you got it. Now when your gas gets stolen because your fuel tank gets drilled into, might not be as fun.
Well, this is worse because the police aren't going to do anything about it. And if you get your gas stolen, the bigger expense will be you have to fix your gas tank because there's a hole in it, and you won't know until you drive away.
That's right. Which you won't be able to.
Go far. Yeah. Because it's all gone.
They say that if you do have an insurance policy that covers vandalism, that would cover this. But other than that, you're kind of... You're kind of out of luck, where you're going to have a hole in your gas tank if it does get drilled into that is not easy or incredibly safe to repair on your own. So alternatively, you're going to have to go take it to a mechanic, which just getting the car to the mechanic is going to cost money probably to just got to get it towed. And then it's going to cost like $1,000-ish. to buy a new fuel tank and put that in. It looks like, yeah. So 1 tank of gas, $1,000.
So police say park with the back of your car facing the lot. If you park like in an area where, I mean, they're hitting people who park in like parking lots.
I guess where you can just get a lot of cars.
Yeah,
all
try to be in the well-lit area. Don't bother with the lockable caps because they're not stealing the gas from there. So don't even waste the money on that. They're just drilling into the bottom.
Right, because one of the reasons they say people are doing this is because we talk about siphoning gas, which used to be more of a thing, but now it's harder to do, if not impossible, because of how, there's been things put in place in cars, modern technology.
Well, also,
it keeps that from being very viable.
Gas is so expensive that, you usually get a tiny mouthful of gas if you siphon.
Right.
You can't even risk that.
You don't want to waste that.
Don't want to waste even the smallest of drops.
So here, the police gave their advice. Here's my advice. Dummy gas tank.
Really?
You come up with a fake one. It says drill here.
Sure.
But actually, it's empty. And you keep the actual gas tank. It's protected. You really trust these criminals? You think they know the difference?
Well, that or move into your car or just constantly move it throughout the time.
Yeah.
That way you can tell if someone tries to come. But
put it in a garage.
If you get hit like that, I'm sorry. That's not good.
No, that'd be a tough spot for sure. So watch out for that. Although, again, there's next to nothing you can do. I guess buy a nice insurance policy.
So thanks for telling us, right?
If you're looking for diet motivation, you won't find it here. The Riot, Radio U.
Okay, we've got a test we've got to take here.
We're going to it?
No, we're administering the test, I guess.
Okay, gotcha.
So take a listen to this. This is, I don't know how much I want to tell you about this, but just
listen first.
Yeah, listen to this voice. Tell me your impressions of it.
Hi there. I'm not really sure how to start this.
It's weird.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
I can't help but close my
Something
eyes.
I'm looking for.
I feel like I'm
want
at
to talk about
Epcot.
love.
I feel like I'm in trouble.
I get
Something
it.
I wanted to
It's
talk to
kinda
you about.
awkward. How do you connect with another person?
Is this a dating thing?
Finding that common wavelength?
It does sound like a Match.com
connecting.
commercial or something, doesn't it?
A connection that could turn into love?
Love.
What could I do to make you fall in love with me?
Stop it. Enough. We get it.
It goes on for another 2 minutes.
It's
or
cringy.
something.
We got it.
Cringy's the right word.
So,
Cringy,
what is
calming.
it?
you think you could fall in love with that voice?
The voice?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to know what it's about before we want to see what that all is.
Yeah, but it didn't win you over.
No, not so
He was
much.
talking too slow. We'd never get through a conversation.
It was something ominous about it, wasn't it?
I think that's the music behind it.
Yeah, right.
If
It
you were
is.
actually just hearing her talking, that would be different.
It does kind of sound like with that music, like you're about to be put down or something.
No, I feel like you're about ready to talk to the doctor. It's like a medical commercial.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, what that actually was, believe it or not, that is an AI generated voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah, but it sounded real, right? Like you thought that was a real person?
I thought it was a real person, yeah.
It is. That is
Real
100%.
uncomfortable.
That
Real
is,
weirdo.
An AI generated voice.
Did you say weirdo?
A real weirdo.
It is generated by a company called Sonantic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Sonantic, they're an AI voice startup, and they think they made a real breakthrough in their development because, a lot of times, especially sometimes you can be fooled if you call like a bank or whatever, and they have one of those automatic generated voices, and it can almost sound real, but there's a few things that give it away because it doesn't have like emotion behind it.
You need to go down more. Like when you pull up to the fast food place and the restaurant.
Oh, I saw the one for Checkers, the TikTok for Checkers.
Well, it has an automated start off verse,
Yeah.
Like voice.
I hate
yeah.
that thing.
And then you're like, well, and then you do your order and it's someone completely different.
Yes.
Well, that one's tough because it's usually like a person that records it.
Yes.
And then you get a different person. You're like, no. And then
Would
it's
you
a
like to
different.
try this new thing? No. And then it's like, I might take your order.
Yeah, somebody
I
completely
might help
different.
you.
But
So this is a development. This is called audio deep fake. So similar to if you see a fake, like a celebrity person's face.
Yeah.
But it's on top. It's just not
Somebody
actually
else's
them.
body, yeah.
This would be an audio version.
so they have figured out a way, they say, to make it sound a lot more
Human.
to add a lot more emotion to it. Yeah, a lot more human by, they say the key is kind of not actually the actual words the person is saying, But like some of the stuff they do between the words, some of the way they take breaths and some of the like sounds that you really can't hear, but you're interpreting them in your mind, even though you're not actually truly hearing it.
So they say tiny scoffs, half-hidden chuckles, that sort of stuff is really what will make AI-generated voices sound real.
Now that was, I think that was pretty good. It was good, but
I thought it was still.
Hey, can we offer you a weekend time at RadioU?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be the worst.
Oh, man.
Deep fake DJs.
Yeah, you're like, could you fill in for me next week? Thank you so much. It might be weird for you guys, but I think she'll do great.
She'll be awesome.
I don't know. She talks a little slow for radio.
Yeah, we can speed her
up a little bit.
I
Yeah.
guess it is all fake, but that was the thing is though, like that sounded really good, really realistic. However, they were kind of going for like a more flirty type of sound with that, and I don't like that. Didn't sound flirty.
Well, maybe again with the music removed.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that
either.
wasn't flirty music, was it? Not a lot of fun about that piano. That's
No,
sounds
like the waves crashing in the
sounds
background.
like you're about to get really bad news. So, but it's a little scary in a way, isn't it?
It's flirty bad news. All right, it's fine.
It's bad news, but in a teasing type way.
Teasing way.
It sounds like these two need to do a little less TikToking and a little more tick listening. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
We all have dogs here in this room. Not the dogs aren't in this room, but all of us in this room have dogs.
If it was,
That'd be a lot.
amazing.
It'd be a party.
Actually, you guys would absolutely hear that if it was.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
for sure. That's 100% for sure. But I'm curious, you guys. I've been thinking, as dog. Well, that's actually the question.
We're not their owners. We're their helpers and keepers or whatever.
Would you say, Nikki, that you're a dog mom? And Isaiah, would you say you're a dog dad?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would say so, yes.
And you're just comfortable doing that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
But you're why?
Because
Why are you fine with that?
Because they're just the little people.
Are they
the
your
little
children?
things in our house.
Does that
Well,
make a dog your child?
I also humanize my pets more than maybe the average person, and they're not. I treat them probably better than myself.
Well, I know you keep them
Yes.
all medicated, stuff. So
I would say if I'm not Jim's dad, then I don't know what our relationship is. Like, then what am I?
You take
just
care
his
of
buddy?
them.
We're just friends. I would never treat a friend that way. I would never feed a friend. I would never pay so much money for my friend.
Do you think that that's weird compared to like a dog owner?
see, this is what I was thinking, because I know, so I didn't have a dog until a few years ago. Like growing up, I never had a dog. And I always thought if somebody did refer to themselves as like a dog parent, a pet parent,
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy.
Oh, no, not since the COVID stuff.
Pandemic, you think that's what changed things?
Now we're all pet parents.
But so when me and my wife got our dog, and she just went into like, it was just like, I'm the dog dad, she's the dog mom. And so I wasn't comfortable with it at first, but now I just don't know what else you would call yourself, because you're right. It's definitely not your friend. And the other options, the owner and master both feel really outdated and wrong. And
Hudson's like, I'm your master. I don't go by dad. I go by master.
That would imply that the dog
Serve me.
actually like listens to you, which ours don't.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what else, but I know there are people out there who held on to their initial belief, like I did, of pet parent. What's wrong with you? And so, what do you call yourself if you have a dog or any pet, and you don't call yourself like their parents? What are you to them?
You're doggy, or you're the mom and the dad.
Yeah, you have to be the mom and dad, because
you're their mom.
Looking at it the other way too, like, do you refer to your dog as your son or your
No,
daughter?
absolutely not.
You don't
that's
say that.
Weird. That's why I think it's weird to say that I'm a dog dad, because Zafira the dog is not my daughter. I would never say that. And like, it's weird, but people would think you're crazier for saying that than saying that you're the dog parent.
I don't know. I sometimes I refer to Jim as my son, of course.
But jokingly,
And it's
I'll
also
call him
hard
like
because Jim has a human name too. Though.
Yes, I
that's
know.
tough.
So he's my son, my little prince, my little man. That's what I call him. Those are all nicknames that I have for Jim.
You're a
you
little
really
pooper.
do sound like a dad.
He's my little prince. He's the up and coming one.
Well, that's why he thinks he has complete control over
Yes,
you.
exactly. A friend. Me and Jim are not friends, because a friend would never. I would never be able to sustain a relationship with someone like that who's my friend. I have to have some sort of blood connection with them to be able to put up with them forever.
Withstand all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I wrestled with it. I still wrestle with it because I don't really want to be a dog dad.
Well, how many times are people asking you?
That's a good point.
Or how often are you having to say it?
Just on the show, I guess.
Do you refer to yourself like when you're at the house, like Daddy's talking to you? Like, what do you do that at the house or no?
Well, if I'm making my dog talk to me, or you know, if I'm doing a dog voice and it's like, Daddy, why won't you let me outside? You know, stuff like that. So I guess what else would my dog call me? I guess that's it's not like my dog would say. Would refer to me as owner,
sure,
or refer to me as master, even though if you watch The Brave Little Toaster, it's not pets, but they're objects, and they refer to their master as master. So that's the best comparison I could come up with.
Let's say it this way. So yesterday, Rolo, my dog, had to go get groomed.
Yeah,
I paid for it. It's more money, pretty close to like what my own hair costs to do.
Yes.
Right.
And I had to medicate him the day before and the morning before. So I'm paying for pills for this guy to go get his back. And then when it was time, they had to call me to come pick him up. I had to ask how he did and get a report on him.
Did he behave? Was he good?
Yeah. It's like I had to get a rundown. So you better believe I feel like I'm his doggy parent.
Yeah. The more we talk about all of our dogs, just like, why do we even have them?
Would Hudson and Nikki's celebrity couple nickname be Hucky or Nidson? It's a good thing they aren't together. The Riot, Radio U.
What is this TikTok that you found, Nikki?
I actually thought it was kind of funny at first. And then when you get into it, you're like, oh, well, this might not be healthy.
Yeah. Oh, that's the impression I'm getting.
And initially when I saw it too, I was like, oh, is this like if you wanted to do, who's the finance guy? The Dave Ramsey. Like the cash envelope system.
Okay.
And then again, as I got into it, I was like, oh, no, it's not bad.
I think even Dave Ramsey is like, please don't include me in this.
Please. I have nothing to do with this. This is not positive. But Isaac Ramirez has found some fame on TikTok leading up to Valentine's Day because he decided last year to set aside a certain amount of cash, and that was $360. Mm-hmm. Then throughout the year, he took money out if is it fiance or girlfriend?
Yeah, it says fiance, I think.
If his fiance yelled at him, then $1 was taken away. And through the TikTok, you'll see at the end that left him with $40 left out of the $360.
320 days she yelled at him.
At least once during the day.
Man, I wonder, and so, I mean, she probably didn't know about this.
I don't think she did.
But after that'd just make me, after I yelled once, then I'd just be like, well, the floodgates are open.
Now
yelling at you all day long, yeah.
So people are kind of conflicted as to, is this showing red flags?
Who's in support of it?
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, there's different types of yelling. Do you mean like voice raised? Are you fighting? Because when I think yelling, I think fighting.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think it was quite that.
Or not even fighting, just like they're so upset with you that they're going to yell at you. It definitely... There's a lot of red flags along the way.
But then people were saying, well, what was he doing to have her so upset?
Well, that doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Even if he is doing stupid stuff that he deserves to get, that is wrong, it doesn't mean that it's healthy for anybody for him to just sit there and continue to be yelled at and continue doing things.
Yeah, but wait. What if no. Hang on. I don't know if I totally agree with that. I think it's a partnership to be angry at each other.
Yeah.
So like if he's constantly doing something, again, they're not telling how much is the yelling? Is it fighting? There's different levels to that.
But if she's so mad to yell at him all the time and it's not, and she did it 320 days and his behavior hasn't changed, that's not good for either of them. The yelling's not helping him, and he's not helping her by making her angry all the time.
And it doesn't say, I did not catch where the money went to, or did he just keep the rest of it?
He put the $320 in an envelope that says, treat yourself, King.
So at this point, she got flowers and chocolates. So he started with the $360 and then, said that she yelled at him. And that ended up after taking $1 away each day with $40 left.
Can we also add in the idea that just the sheer fact that he's posting this on TikTok is a red flag there? That he's willing to shame his girlfriend, his fiance on TikTok also shows another unhealthy tendency in the relationship.
It can be, unless it's more like lighthearted than we realize, and he's just making it more dramatic.
You think she yelled at him about this?
Probably.
Something tells me. Something tells me.
If I found out with that, then you would just go ahead and throw away the last $40 for one big fight.
Yep. Oh, yeah. 100%.
So that was the new TikTok that was getting a lot of traction on him, who was deducting money every day that he got yelled at.
I get the maybe initial thought process, and even the, maybe as an experiment, maybe you're thinking to yourself, well, does she really yell at me, or am I, maybe I'm being too hard? And then you start deducting the money, but then you just break up. You don't have the 20, you don't give her the $40 Valentine's gift.
They've not done that yet.
Or you have a tough conversation about it, at least.
They're still together.
I bet you this led to one of those.
It sounds like these two need to do a little less TikToking and a little more tick listening. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
So, Nikki, imagine for a moment that you were single.
Yeah.
And you were perusing a dating app.
Sure.
You were looking through all the men on there.
Sure.
And they were all holding fish.
Fish? Did I find myself onto a fishing app accidentally?
Well, I mean, I think this is just probably a fantasy you probably have going through a regular dating app.
Oh, no.
You just want to find the guy with what I want to ask you is, which fish would be the big winner for you?
Oh, like
in the pictures.
Okay. I would probably say if someone was more like deep sea fishing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So if it was like, what's the one with the thing that can like impale somebody?
The marlin?
Yeah.
A
like
marlin?
That. Yeah.
Is that what that's called?
Or like a shark that they then put back and didn't scare it.
Scare it.
Because I don't like people that do the catch and release.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, the fish already thought he was gone. Like, just leave it alone.
Yeah. That would be crazy to go through life as a fish.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And like normally everything's just fine, but one day you just get pulled out of the water somewhere you've never been just because you were eating something.
Someone's taking pictures
what
of you.
What a way to live.
So.
Well, fortunately, we have a website called FishBrain, which, and if you didn't know, it's a social networking app for fishermen.
Oh, I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, well, obviously. And FishBrain asked, now it's a small sample size, but they asked 235 members of the Virginia Tech chapter of the Tri Delta sorority. Mm-hmm. They wanted them to rate different dating pictures with different fish that people had caught.
To see what was more attractive.
To see which fish were the best for dating pictures. And the number one fish on the list was not a marlin, like you said. It was the hog fish.
What's a hog fish?
I don't even know what a hog fish is. It must be really attractive.
I'm looking it up now.
Okay. You find that and tell me what you think of it.
Oh, it's big, but it's weird looking.
It is?
Oh, yeah. I think it's weird.
Oh, wow. Who even fishes for that?
I don't even know how to describe it.
Wow.
I've never had a hogfish.
That's huge. No wonder. If you can catch that, I've never even heard of that.
But it's impressive because it's such an impressive looking fish.
You think it's called a hogfish because it kind of looks like a hog?
Yeah, it's pinkish, so it looks like a pig.
Wow. So that is if you're going on a fishing trip.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure you get a picture for your dating profile you got to find the hogfish. Number 2 on the list, it was the queen snapper.
It's the same color.
And if you're looking for the last place, the fish you want to avoid putting in your dating profile, the striped bass.
Aww.
So there you have it.
Do you think I could join the dating fish app?
FishBrain?
When my only fishing experience has been in Animal Crossing? Like, guys,
I think that's its whole own app.
I could totally put my picture of my Animal Crossing character with a fish. I could totally do that as my profile.
I think you'd still get a lot of messages. I think you definitely...
They'd be very curious.
Definitely would. I would have never... I'm not a fisherman, but I wouldn't even have considered, like... If I was making a dating profile and I was thinking, okay, what do women want? I wouldn't think fish picture.
Yeah.
I would not think, but I don't know. I guess in different parts of the country, or just for different women, like that just shows something. It shows something that you're I don't know, patient. That right? If you're a fisherman, you probably are patient.
It does seem
and that could be good for a relationship, maybe.
It does seem like that's what that's saying. But, whatever you want to do, that's fine.
Yep.
And if you're into fishing and you want to meet someone who is also someone who shares your excitement about
for fishing,
then,
for hog fish.
Yeah, you want to find a dating thing that'll help with that.
What they did not do is put people's pictures side by side with and without a fish, and then see which is more attractive.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.